Hi, folks, and welcome to, I guess, the mask version of where we're at right now with COVID-19. It is Appetite for the Arches, benefiting Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Florida. I'm TV 27's Greg Wormuth. I'm honored to be, again, hosting this wonderful event virtually. Again, I was able to take my mask off, and I'm in the office here at WFTV. And again, TV 27 Family Connection, just a super grateful partner to try to help raise money in these difficult times. Now, the night wouldn't be possible without the generosity of many of you tuning in. A big thank you goes out to two of the charity's partners, McDonald's, of course, and Orlando Health. They are the co-presenting sponsors this evening for an evening that promises to be fun and a fundraiser. That's the bottom line. Another huge shout out goes to John and Julie Petrakis. Their vision really started Appetite for the Arches, and we're so grateful of them and all that have done so much, especially the Petrakis family supporting Ronald McDonald House. They were touched by this charity personally, and now they are giving back in such a big way. And again, it's virtual. Typically, we have the smell of food and cocktails and friendship. Can't do that right now. We'll be back doing it next year. We'll give you the date of that. But we still have to raise money. Now, we have an incredible evening virtually ahead of you tonight. If you haven't already, you can text Appetite 2020 to 76278 so that you can check out some of the incredible auction items. I love this one, the Nespresso Virtuoso. 2-night stay at the Hyatt Regency Grand Cypress, Southwest Airlines tickets, and much more. We'll get to some of those more items, but you can just log on, click on, and just keep clicking away until you win the auction. It's always fun to do that from the comfort of your own home. Now let's go live to one of the Appetite for the Arches restaurant partners, Ace Cafe, right there along I-4 in downtown Orlando. And that's where we have our team from the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Florida. They're here to talk about the mission and why we're all here supporting the wonderful organization tonight. Hi, Jared. You look great this evening.
Thanks so much, Craig. It's wonderful to see you. I wish you could be here. We are here at Ace Cafe, one of our restaurant partners for Appetite for the Arches. A great place here. We invite people to come down here. They got great food. They got great drinks flowing here. And we are doing our part to practice social distancing. You can see us wearing our masks, doing our part here. But yes, I am. My name is Jared. I am the Chief Development Officer here with Ronald McDonald House Charities. And I'm so happy to be here next to our CEO and President, Luann DeVogue. And she's going to talk a little bit about our mission and what we've been doing to serve families in our community. Luann.
Thank you, Jared. Good evening, everyone. Who would have ever imagined that we would be here this evening virtually? We've all been dealing with a lot of changes. But one thing is, Ronald McDonald House Charities has not changed their commitment to the children and families of this community, have not forgotten what their mission is, and certainly have not forgotten the importance and purpose for the Ronald McDonald House program. You know, it's been very, very challenging for all of us. However, we have families that are staying or have been staying with us that not only are dealing with the pandemic, but are certainly dealing with the health and well-being of their children or child. We, as an organization, had to make a very, very difficult decision back the first week in July. We, and always have been, very focused on the importance of the health and well-being of our children, our families, and certainly our staff. With COVID becoming a threat in our houses, it was determined that the best thing to do would be for us to transform the way we looked as far as the Ronald McDonald House without jeopardizing our mission. We partnered with local hotels and agreed that we would put up families in the hotel so that they truly could be close to their children. Children and families need to be close. I know we talk social distancing, masks, etc., but we really do believe that the closeness of a family to their child is a healing process. So, with that said, we continue to put up families and underwrite family stays. We continue to provide gift certificates so that families can eat, and we continue to provide comfort and care through our daily visits. Again, we could not be doing all of this without the support and friendship of each and every one of you. So I want to thank everyone here tonight for tuning in and believing in Ronald McDonald House and joining us virtually, which is another new item, new challenge that we've had. But thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Luann. It's definitely been some interesting few months for us, but we're doing everything we can, and there are families that are still being supported, and everything that everyone in the community is making that possible. So thank you so much. Hey, Greg, we're going to send it right back out to you.
It's a perfect example, Jared and Luann, of, adversity doesn't build character, it reveals it. And the character of the Ronald McDonald House of Central Florida Charities has been revealed to us. The way that instead of just throwing up their hands and closing these facilities, they have retooled, to use Luann's term, and have been so impactful. And tonight you're going to learn just how impactful during these trying times, not just for Ronald McDonald House and for Central Florida, but for these families who are going through, really, for lack of a better term, going through hell. And this provides them with that little bit of happiness, that angel that is there for them, called the Ronald McDonald House. I've been to the Ronald McDonald House many times, and really, as soon as you walk in, it is just that. It's a house, but maybe more than that, it really is a home. You feel the warmth from the staff and the volunteers, and then you see the people impacted, and you can feel it through them as well. It does feel much like your home. I know that the houses, again, have been changed. This organization has done a good job of pivoting, which is what they've had to do. And some 33,000 families have been touched by the Ronald McDonald House. And maybe you've never met one or seen one. You just know that you like to help out because, if not for them, maybe it would happen to us. Maybe it'd be our families that were impacted. And I want to introduce you to a family right now that will show you some of that gratefulness and grace through adversity. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the Beltran family.
And with the whole COVID pandemic, so sometimes we don't even know what we're gonna eat, but since we're staying at the house, thanks to the lovely donors and stuff like that donate food and so on, many times we've woken up and not know what we're gonna have, to eat for that day, and then you get a knock on the door and it's either Suzanne or Mike with a plate of food saying, hey, we got some food, you want some? And I'm like, sure, and it's the kind of gratitude I have, it's hard to express in words, really. You have no idea how much of an impact you have on people's lives. Now that I've been in those shoes, I know what it's like to have someone donate to me, and not when I'm really pretty much in one of the worst situations in my life, and have someone to just reach out, not knowing me, not knowing my name or where I'm from, or all they know is that I'm in a bad state.
Because I cannot imagine how my situation will be with Joel if you all never exist. I cannot believe it. I cannot imagine what will be happening. So thank you for every one of you that helping us.
Says it all right there. doesn't know what they would do without the wonderful people that are watching tonight, that are helping, that are people that never meet folks like the Beltrans, but certainly help them through difficult times. A powerful video reminder that there are so many families going through the unimaginable right now, and that is why we need your support more than ever. And you can give to help these families anytime throughout our show. Just text Appetite 2020 to 76278. So many members of our community have stepped up to help these families. And for more on that, let's take you back out to one of our main sponsors, Ace Cafe, and that's where we find Jared. Jared?
Thanks so much, Greg. You're absolutely right. We have so many families like the Beltrans that are benefiting from the support of people like you in the community. It's just critical right now. And I can't even imagine what people are going through during all of this. I know that I'm so thankful. Our board of directors is so thankful for what you are all doing right now. And I'm so happy to have next to me Lisa Donslar from Martin Brower. She is our chair of our board of directors. And she's got a special message out there for our sponsors. So Lisa, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Jared, and good evening. On behalf of the Board of Directors of the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Florida, we thank each and every one of you for tuning in this evening. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to help 2,600 families annually and serve them in our mission. We have seen so much generosity and love since the start of the pandemic. We have seen people step up, provide snack packs for our families, and provide catered meals. Without the support from the community, we could not make our mission possible. Tonight, we'd also like to recognize our presenting sponsors, McDonald's and Orlando Health. We thank you for your generosity and support. We also have additional great sponsors at our chef level, and we'd like to thank them. Walgreens, Advent Health for Children, and Nemours Children's Family. We thank you again, and for all of your generosity and your continued support. On behalf of the Board of Directors of the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Florida, with sincere gratitude, and we thank you again for your generosity, support that you do day in and day out for our mission.
Thanks so much, Lisa. There are so many people out there doing so many great things, and that's what we're asking all of you to do tonight. Make sure you're donating, doing the things that Greg's asking you to do. And I'm going to take it back out to Greg then.
All right, back here at the WFTV TV 27 studios, again, just hearing that passion, that compassion of the people that are on the board also is inspiring as well. Just another example, Jared, of what we are seeing here. And again, we are just seeing folks that are doing whatever they can to help out. I want to now take you to a bar, since we can't all be together having those cocktails that we like to have flowing. We can do it with our friends at the Ravenous Pig. They have created a fantastic McDonald's-inspired cocktail that you will want to try at home. But first, let's let the professionals handle the mixology here. Here's our buddy Josh from the Ravenous Pig.
Thanks, Greg, and thank you for joining us here at Ravenous Pig today. My name is Josh, and today we're going to be teaching you how to make one of our house favorites. It's called the Gin and Jam. For today's cocktail, you're just going to need a couple of simple ingredients. First is going to be a gin of your preference. We're using Ford's here today. We also have some fresh lemon juice. We have some simple syrup, which can be made very easily at home. It's just going to be equal parts sugar and water. And then for the jam component today, we're actually going to be using the McDonald's strawberry preserves. And to get started, just grab whatever you're going to be mixing your cocktail in. We use a 2-ounce pour here at the Ravenous Pig for the gin, but feel free to use as little or as much as you'd like. We're going to be using 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. And then you're going to take your simple syrup. We're going to do another 3/4 ounce of that as well. And then for your jam component, we're going to be using, we like to use just under an ounce of jam here. So that's going to be about 1 packet of the McDonald's preserves here. And then get that in there. Now you're going to grab some ice. Go ahead and add it to your mixing container here. And then just give it a nice light shake. Make sure it's well incorporated into the cocktail there. There you are. Now we're going to add some more ice here to the glass itself. And then for garnish, we need to add a little bit of fresh mint, as well as a lemon wheel here. It gives it some very nice aromatics. Cheers, guys.
Who knew that jam that you use on your biscuits at McDonald's also can be used for a cocktail as well? Man, what a great recipe there by Josh. And again, cheers, everyone. We hope that you have a cocktail, whatever that is, at home. And maybe you're wondering, how do I make that? We can pass along that recipe to you as well, and we'll give that to you in just a little bit. Don't forget that right now is a good chance to text Appetite 2020 to 76278. You see there on your screen. That's what you want to text with your donation. And that will get you also access into the virtual auction. My wife always jokes with me. I tell her, look what I won. She's like, you just outbid everybody. You didn't win. It's not like a lottery, but it's fun. And I love auctions and clicking at them. Maybe I get that from my late mom. She always loved that too. And we do have some amazing items online for you, like Disney tickets, and one of the favorites of women. And in fact, they make some great cufflinks and men's items as well at Kendra Scott. And Kendra Scott Jewelry is also one of the things that you can bid on as well. Time to take it back out to Ace Cafe for a message from our buddy Jared. And he is the Chief Development Officer of Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Florida. I said cheap, but I meant chief because I know you're not cheap.
It's okay. You call me whatever you want, Greg. I appreciate it. Don't worry. But yeah, we're having a great time out here. Again, we wish we could all be in person for the Appetite for the Arches. We saw the great drink that was there, and we wish we could be enjoying all the food that we've had in the past. And I know we're all going through some crazy times right now and going through our own little stresses and things like that. And we all have to kind of go back to our happy place. And mine was Appetite for the Arches 2019. And all the great food and drinks and everything that we were able to enjoy. And I feel good about the future there. But I want to take you all back to my happy place. And let's look at some highlights from last year and our great events.
Our 3 Ronald McDonald houses in Orlando, by the end of this year, we'll be able to serve up to 84 families a night, which is huge. I'd also like to start and thank every person in this room. You single-handedly are helping more than 2,600 families who will call Ronald McDonald House home this year.
When you have a child who's sick, you need more than a mom and dad. You need a village. And so we were so blessed that Ronald McDonald House was able to become a part of our family and a second home to us. Being with the Ronald McDonald House, we knew that was where our family needed to be because that was where our boy was going to be safe. So thank you guys so much. Every single dollar that you give helps so much.
Thank you to all the wonderful chefs and the people that put this together. This is what Central Florida is all about. We thank you very much for helping out these kids and their families.
Well, I can't say more than what that video just did right there. It was such a great time, and I'm really confident that we're going to get there next year. And I want to put a date on your calendar right now. We have the event scheduled for next year for Saturday, April 24th, 2021 at Rose and Shingle Creek. We're going to be back bigger and better next year, and we expect you all to be there. And Greg, I'm expecting you to be there first and foremost, man. You were there last year, and I know what a great time you had.
You can book it. You know, Priya, who also is with Ronald McDonald House, along with Jared, whenever she calls me and says, hey, what are you doing on August 24th of 2021 or whatever that date was? I said, I don't know, but I guess you're about to tell me. So whatever they want, I'm a yes. You know, at McDonald's, one of my favorite things, and still is to this day, a Happy Meal. And that was like Happy Meal on steroids. I think I'm still working off maybe the 10 pounds I gained, because it was unlimited French fries and then all these great recipes that were made. And I'm going to talk about those in just a little while, and also some new recipes that you can add to your cookbook, because we have nothing but time on our hands. Doesn't it feel like that we're at home now? So there's no excuse not to learn some of these new recipes. I love participating. I love the chefs and the wonderful food that comes from Appetite for the Arches, of course. Ultimately, all here for one reason, though, and that is to support the families that drive the mission of the Ronald McDonald House. Some families travel great distances, and then they stay at the Ronald McDonald House in Orlando for as long as they need to. And again, it's free of charge, thanks to folks like you that have come online tonight. The next family you will meet is from Ecuador, and wait until you see their little baby girl.
And she have a G-tube in her stomach, so they put the food in there, the milk and everything in there. So that's the way she gets in which she gets her food. You are helping us a lot, because we are here with nothing. We come here with nothing, and we don't were prepared with all the things that is going to happen to us. We don't know that this is going to happen. We are so thankful with everything that you are doing for us. We don't know how to express how we feel with the helping that you are giving us.
That one gets me. That video gets me every time. I've seen it now 3 times, and each time complete goosebumps. We do wish, of course, the Garcia Vieira family all the best, and of course hope little Alessandra continues her improvement. You can play a part in providing some comfort and care to families like them. It takes your support, the support of so many others, to keep the doors open, especially when we retool things and open things back up. And we want to have you text Appetite 2020 to 76278 right now, and that will allow you to donate any amount. We would appreciate any help you can give us. And we've got some more food and fun coming up first. But first, before we show you one of the guys that really cooked up some great food last year from Four Rivers, let me toss to this video from our presenting sponsors.
This drink is more than a drink. It's a drink from McDonald's. Get any small McCafe like a caramel frappe or a large iced coffee for just $2 each.
Hey, just want to send out a word of thank you and appreciation for everyone who continues to support the Ronald McDonald House, especially right now during COVID-19. It's so tough on a lot of families, a lot of people out there. So your support is needed more than it ever has been before. So thank you very, very much for you're making a difference in people's lives.
Again, you just heard from John Rivers, Four Rivers Smokehouse. He has been a longtime supporter of the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Florida. I encourage you to read really what started his whole restaurant chain. Really, it was a food ministry, so it only makes sense that he still is giving back to great causes like this. Last week, John made a fish taco dish as part of the Appetite for Arches event, and you can check that video out. It is actually on the page. Maybe you're watching us on right now, the Ronald McDonald House of Central Florida's Facebook page. I encourage you to take a look at that fish taco recipe. If John is cooking it, I'm in. The guy is just amazing. Again, we want to thank John Rivers. We want to thank Four Rivers. We want to thank all of our presenting sponsors. And now let's get cooking. As Jared mentioned, our restaurant partners have been so creative with their McDonald's-inspired recipes. Let's see what Chef Lo from Millennia Catering has cooked up in the kitchen.
Hello there. My name is Lo. I'm the chef owner of Millennia Catering, and We've been participating with Appetite for the Archers for the last 3 years, and unfortunately this year is a different environment. So what we want to do is bring some of our culinary skills to you through this video. Today we'll be preparing clam chowder, as the fall is right around the corner. Clam chowder is one that everyone has on their repertoire. We're going to start by heating up our pot right here. I ended up going to Johnson Wells up in Rhode Island, and chowder was one of the staples up there. And if you didn't know how to make chowder, they would send you back to wherever you needed to go. So I'm gonna start out with a little bacon, and we're gonna render this bacon. You don't want the heat too high, and this may take about 3 to 4 minutes, and you want to get all the fat rendered from the bacon so you could use that to saute your other vegetables. So while that is rendering, we're gonna get our vegetables ready. So the trick right here is, I always saute the carrots first because it's the hardest one. Then I will add the celery and onions a minute later. And again, we're gonna sweat all the flavors together here. And again, you don't want the heat too high because you don't want it to burn. And your chowder should be pretty clear and white. If you put too much heat, it will make your chowder gray. So at this time, I'm gonna add my garlic. Again, I add my garlic after my vegetables go in so they don't burn. Again, you're just gonna work this here. Garlic's in there. Now I'm gonna add my 2 bay leaves. We're gonna let this come together for the next minute or so. And at this time, we're gonna take a look at how much bacon residual is still in there. And if it's not enough bacon, I brought some butter that we're gonna add to it. That's what we're trying to do, is make the roux inside the chowder so we can just stick them together at the same time. Some people will add this after or later, but you could also add it at the same time and make it a one pot soup. So once the butter melts, we're gonna add the flour. The flour is gonna make a roux. And you wanna cook out that flour for a couple minutes. Otherwise, if you don't cook out the flour, it can give you a tummy ache. And this is our clam base. We're gonna bring this up to a high simmer, almost to a boil. And we're not gonna add our clams just because the clam will dissipate if we add it too early. We wanna add the clams and our herbs towards the end so that way it stays intact. And a lot of times people will add their potato raw. I like to blanch mine ahead of time just because, again, I don't want the chowder to look grayish. If you do the potatoes in here, it tends to take on that color. Now that it's at a boil, we're gonna drop it down to a simmer. Now I'm not gonna add my clams at this time, and also my potatoes. Chowder is all coming together, and then we're gonna season it with a teaspoon of hot sauce and a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. And at this point, you want to give it a taste just to make sure everything is coming together. The thing about soups is sauces. It's all better on the second and third day as it takes together and start marrying. And that's the thing about this, that you could always make it ahead of time. So that way you're not rushing when your guest comes over or trying to entertain. I'm gonna finish it with a little bit of parsley. The flavors are all coming together. You can feel the heat in there. And then we're just gonna finish off with a little lemon juice at the end. And that will just give it a nice vibrant pop to it. Here you have it. New England clam chowder.
All right, thank you, Chef Lowe. Chef Lowe, clam chowder. I mean, New England's got nothing on him. What a recipe there. That looks so delicious. I'm going to have to get that recipe myself. It's on our website. Maybe you've seen it scrolling in the comments here as you're watching, but the website is easy to remember, appetiteforarches.org. Appetiteforarches.org, and you can make it yourself. Our next family is one you won't soon forget. They have been staying at the Ronald McDonald House on the campus of Arnold Palmer Medical Center since November of 2019. They've also had to adjust with us because of COVID-19. I'd like for you to meet tonight the White family.
I found out I was pregnant in June of 2019. And it was like great. It was shocking, but great. I was excited. At 19 weeks, I almost lost my daughter. My cervix had completely dilated and opened up. And then once my water broke, I was at Winnie Palmer until 27 weeks and 5 days, and then I delivered Anaya. So she was extremely premature. That was like the first and foremost, and then we developed other conditions and issues from there. So we've been here since November of 2019, and Anaya is now 9 months old. She does have some conditions. She has epilepsy, hydrocephalus. She also just recently got a trach and a G-tube, but she's doing very well. She's an awesome little girl, and she's really strong. So that's why we're here, just waiting on her to recover, and we'll be home soon. It's been hard. I've had my moments, but I'm super thankful. Every time I have a moment, I'm able to come back and be grounded and say, this is what me and Anaya is supposed to be. This is our life. This is what we're here for. Like, you know, our test and our roller coaster in this journey has been not just for us, but it's going to help somebody else. If I didn't have Winnie Palmer or Ronald McDonald in place, I don't know if I would have been able to weather through this as easy. Even though it's been hard, I don't know how I would have did it without Ronald McDonald or Winnie Palmer. Ronald McDonald has always held a special place in my heart even before, but now it's just been amazing. They're always, you know, wanting to know how the baby's doing, how I'm doing. Ronald McDonald House isn't just like a place you go stay when your baby's sick. It is a family that you gain. It's, you know, a place that you can go and cry when you need to cry or you need to get away. It's been life-changing for me, and I've met so many people, and it's made this situation so much easier to navigate through. Thank you so much, because you know, you just think it's like, oh, I'm just going to give money to help. Like, it's so much more than that. It's so much more of you guys helping me be able to see my daughter 4 times a day. If I wasn't able to stay at a hotel and, you know, Ronald McDonald didn't have you guys donations, I would be able to see my daughter maybe like twice a week. I get to see Anaya. I'm close to her, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Wow. Again, that's the 3rd time I've seen the story, and each time it does bring a tear to your eye. And we, of course, all have our thoughts and prayers, as we like to say, but we really do mean from the bottom of our heart for Anaya and for her family. And you folks here are uplifting that family with your donations. It's just one family story. Thousands of families are touched each and every year that are going through the unimaginable. The parents need to be close to their children so that there can be, you know, emotional support, also answer medical questions. If the physicians have some questions, the family is right there. And then you also heard providing that hug, providing that moment where you can breathe in and breathe out. And most Ronald McDonald houses are right across the street from the hospital. And you can play a big part to providing the comfort that these families, like all of the ones that you've met tonight and the others, need. It takes support, it takes a village to help pump up Ronald McDonald House, and you can do that right now by texting Appetite 2020 to 76278 right now. Again, there you see it. It is on your screen. We've played it a few times, but it bears repeating. Text Appetite 2020 to 76278 to help. And we just learned some breaking news in, check my earpiece. Yes, we have breaking news. There is a donor out there who has now gotten in touch with us, and they are going to match your donations up to $5,000. So thank you to that anonymous donor who just came online and told us that they would be more than happy to do that. It is simply amazing. What an act of generosity. So will you help us fill the houses with all the love and support that you can possibly give? Our goal again is $10,000. We feel like we can reach that tonight with all of your help, little by little or a lot by a lot, whatever you're comfortable with, helping out these families. And we want to thank all of you who have already donated, those who are considering it, and no matter what you're able to give, your donation will make a difference. You are helping keep families together when really they need it most. We want to thank you for your support. You know, many times in life we wonder, what can we do? How can we help someone medically? Well, maybe not as a physician, but certainly as someone who's a part of that family, that support group behind. And ladies and gentlemen, on that note, that will conclude our program virtually tonight. Next year, hopefully no mask, and I can say hi to you and give you a hug and share some cocktails and some conversation with you. But a reminder to check out the auction online by texting Appetite 2020 to 76278. The auction will close at 9 p.m. tonight, so make sure you put in your final bids now. And if you're going to hang out and just hang out in your house, we hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a great rest of your weekend. And most importantly, from 27 Family Connection and all those folks that have made this virtual event possible, we want to say thank you. Thank you for supporting Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Florida. Let's take you back out to Ace Cafe as we say good night.
Yeah. Here's to you, Greg. Cheers.